Yo, it's Jivu. I hope you're having a delightful day today. And I just recently realized that all the rarest items in GTA are basically set in stone. The game has been out for 12 years now, so anything else that comes out, there's gonna be so many people getting it, or Rockstar just gives it out for free. It's a sad revelation for sure, but for the right reasons, because GTA 6 will be out in a year, so let's just quickly go over all the rarest things in GTA Online. So probably the least rarest item on this list is gonna be the Shocker, aka the stun baton. This was given out during the Halloween event recently, where you would get sucked up by a UFO and there was supposedly a 50% chance that you spawned at a bunker in the military base. The only issue is that there was super specific circumstances where you couldn't be in a CEO and different things like that, and it was also extremely glitchy. There have been plenty of people claiming they did it up to 15 times and would never spawn in the bunker. I can attest for that as well because, I mean, who doesn't love chasing around low levels in cop cars, knocking them off the road, and then beating them down with the baton, right? I just thought it was going to be super funny if I had the Shocker as well, but it just didn't happen. And immediately we're going to jump to one of the rarest items in the game, and that's going to be the Rusty Tractor and the Space Docker. For these things, you had to reach level 500 and 1000 in the Arena War, and that update came out 5 years ago. The issue is that it was so unplayable, so boring, that nobody ever wanted to grind to that level. Obviously the Space Docker is a little more common because you only had to hit level 500, but almost nobody was playing this game mode, so you basically couldn't find a game. If you've seen this vehicle before, there's about a 98% chance that you've seen it glitched or modded, especially on PC, but on Xbox, I think I might have seen the Space Docker one time, and even then, I'm not 100% sure about it. Next up, we have something that you couldn't even earn if you wanted to, and that's the Lost MC Slam Van. There's a 1 in 20,000 chance of spinning this thing from the casino wheel because you have to land on mystery, it has to choose vehicle, and then you have to win the Lost MC Slam Van. If you would have spun the wheel every single day since the update come out, that would be around 2,100 times, so that means you've only scratched the surface at about 10% of the chance that you would have gotten this vehicle by now. The only people that have this are extremely lucky, and I guarantee half of them are people that have no idea how rare it is. Make sure to go down in the comments below if you have anything on this list, as well as like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. So now let's move on to something that you could only earn if you really wanted to have it, and that's going to be the Racing Blonde Tattoo. If you don't know about this, which I didn't know about it after all this time, is that you have to earn a world record time in a race to get this certain tattoo. If you really wanted this tattoo, the easiest way would be to hop on a race right when it gets added to the game so you could get an easy world record time, but a lot of the races now have been played so many times and refined or modded so that it's difficult to get this tattoo. The only issue with this tattoo is that you'd have to go around shirtless for people to even notice it, and they have to know what it is if you want to be able to show off that it's rare and that you worked for it. Another really rare tattoo is going to be the alien tattoo, or the question mark tattoo. You have to do 600 manual bunker resupply missions, and then after that you'll have a special little occasion where it'll tell you to go grab like an alien egg or something like that. I haven't done it myself, so I don't know the details, but basically it just takes a lot of work to get to it. And it's on your back. It'll have a little UFO and a little beam and whatnot, but it's another really rare tattoo. Same kind of issue though, you'd have to have someone who knows what it is and be going around shirtless to be able to flex it. Now I'm sure someone could sit here and make a video about all the rarest tattoos and clothing in the game, but just like I said, it's hard to find somebody who even knows what they are, and not to mention Rockstar's re-released so many of the rare clothing into the game, so they've just lost their value. The best things are going to be vehicles and weapons because they're just easy to show off. Whenever you use them, people are going to be like, oh, you know, I've never seen that before. That's something new. And that kind of leads me on to the next thing, which is going to be the Vapid Click with the Christmas livery. Now I don't know if they've given this out every single year since it first came out, but it is kind of easy to get as you just have to play on Christmas, but most people are out with their family or doing certain things and don't have the time to hop on during Christmas. It is a pretty cool livery as well because it's sort of like a 3D model. Like, I don't know if the bows on the top actually have collision, but there's little bows that go over the top like a little Christmas present, and it looks pretty cool. And you can also change the present to be whatever color you want. I remember when this car first came out, it was one of the quicker ones, a part of its vehicle class, but now people don't really drive it, so it's hard to see this thing out on the road. Back in the day it was a little more common, but over the years, I feel like more people have gotten a hold of it, but also more people have had better vehicles to drive and don't necessarily care to pull this thing out. Matter of fact, I'm going to slap some off-road tires on this thing this Christmas, our last GTA 5 Christmas, and I'm going to take it around. And if I find anybody else with this car, we're going to create a whole Christmas tree and presents underneath that John. And speaking of tree, the next thing on the list is going to be the Lamar Weed van. Now this thing is pretty difficult to earn. You got to do like 200 challenges, 200 contracts inside of Franklin's Celebrity Solutions Agency to unlock it, and I'm pretty sure it has to be on the hardest mode as well. Not to mention there's the challenges you have to beat before to get to this one, but I have never seen nobody driving this thing around. Maybe one time, and that was the guy with the modded vehicles from my last video. I asked him if I could see all of his cars just for the video, and he allowed me to, but he had one of these vans, but I don't know if he modded for it, glitched for it, bought it from the LS car meet, whatever it may be, but I ain't ever seen nobody driving this thing around legitimately. It is a pretty well-known thing though, because all you have to do is work for it. I pulled it out for the car meet as well for the last video I made, and there was people like laughing about it. They thought it was a pretty cool vehicle, and I lit it on fire to make a joke that, oh yeah, we all finna get booted, like this is funny as hell, and they liked it. So it's definitely a nice vehicle. People give good reactions for it, but let's move on to the next thing. Now I know I'm kind of a hypocrite because I didn't want to talk about tattoos and clothing too much, but this thing on the list, this next thing, or should I say this next set, is one of the rarest things in the game. So back in 2015, 2 years after the game came out, Rockstar did a series of live streams where they gave out clothing as part of a raffle. So the rarest items out of these raffles was going to be these 4 t-shirts where they only gave out 1 t-shirt to 10 players at a time. And I don't know the specific number of how many people earned it, but there was a very few select amount of people that got these t-shirts. Like I said, they only gave out 10 at a time, and there's not even too many recorded examples of anybody who actually has the t-shirts. All the screenshots I got were basically from the same guy wearing this raccoon mask, and who knows, he could have just modded it in. I'm not going to call him out and say he didn't earn these things, but also what are the chances that someone got one of all 4 of these t-shirts? It's most likely modded in. You got to remember, this was back in a time where there wasn't that much customization in GTA. There weren't too many choices of different clothing items you could wear, and they gave out this clean set, these clean t-shirts to just a very few select amount of people, and they were pretty nice looking. But a quick overview of the shirts. There was the hot serial killer stepmom, which was a figure of a woman, and she was made up of different weapons, melee weapons, guns, all types of things. And then you had the meat hook for mommy, which just had a meat hook and said like mommy or something on it. It's just a very basic t-shirt. That's probably the least good looking one out of all of them. You had the cannibal clown one, which wasn't the best looking, but it was pretty clean. It just had a nice clown face on it and some blood details. And then the Vinewood zombie t-shirt, which was kind of like a poster, a movie poster for the Vinewood zombie movie. It was pretty detailed, pretty cool looking. It had like the Los Santos sunset or like the Los Santos landscape in the background. It was pretty clean. And that covers everything on my list. So if you have anything really rare in GTA Online that you want to share, drop it down in the comments below. Let me know how you got it and if you've seen anybody else with it as well. And like I said, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.